foreign policy. It's great to have you back.
Thank you very much. Good to be with you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. I remember the last time that we interviewed you, you told us that you were staying away from the White House Correspondents' Dinner. You said that given your age, you felt it was potentially risky. And unfortunately, just weeks later, you ended up getting COVID yourself. Are you doing any better now?
Well, yes, I am, but I've had an interesting course that I think is becoming more and more typical the more clinical experience we get. I turned positive about 2 weeks ago with very minimal symptoms. When they increased, given my age, I went on Paxlovid for 5 days. And I felt really quite well, just a bit of rhinorrhea and fatigue. And after I finished the 5 days of Paxlovid, I reverted to negative on an antigen test for 3 days in a row. And then on the 4th day, just to be absolutely certain, I tested myself again, and I reverted back to positive by the antigen test. So it was sort of what people are referring to as a Paxlovid rebound. And then over the next day or so, I started to feel really poorly, much worse than in the first go around. So I went back on Paxlovid, and right now I am on my 4th day of a 5-day course of my second course of Paxlovid. And fortunately, I feel reasonably good. I mean, I'm not completely without symptoms, but I certainly don't feel acutely ill.
Good. I'm sorry to hear that you're not 100%, and we're all wishing you a speedy recovery until you are 100%. But speaking of lingering symptoms, how worried are you about long COVID? It seems like such a mystery to most people. Are you able to tell us just how likely it is that somebody is going to get long COVID and how serious it can be?
It really varies, and that's an excellent question that we're trying to sort out. And for that reason, we've put together a very, very large cohort of people to determine the incidence, the prevalence, and the duration of long COVID symptoms. There are multiple reports about long COVID, and they range from anywhere from 5% to up to 30% of the people